Nation, state, and country. These words get mixed up, but they mean different things. A nation is a group of people united by shared identity, language, culture, history, or traditions. It's an imagined community. You feel connected to people you'll never meet. The Kurds are a great example, a nation with a shared identity, but no independent country of their own. Their people live across Turkey, Iran, Iraq, and Syria, showing that a nation isn't always tied to a state. Nationality is your membership in a nation, both a feeling and sometimes a legal status. When a state grants you nationality, you become a legal citizen with rights and responsibilities. For example, French nationality means you are legally recognized as part of France, can vote, and hold a French passport. So, a nation is about people and identity, while nationality is about belonging, emotionally and legally. These concepts shape our maps, our passports, and how we see ourselves in the world. Understanding them helps explain wars, independence movements, and why some groups seek their own countries. They're the building blocks of our political world. Let's keep these differences in mind as we explore how nations and states interact. The lines on a map are just the start. What matters most is the sense of belonging people feel. That's the real power behind nations and nationality. Now, what's a state? It's a political entity with borders, a population, a government, and sovereignty. The power to govern itself. States are what we usually call countries. The United States, Mexico, Nigeria. The state is the hardware, laws, borders, armies. The nation is the software, shared identity and culture. Sometimes they overlap perfectly. That's a nation-state, like Japan or Iceland, where most people share the same national identity. But often, nations and states don't match up, leading to tension or even conflict. The ideal for many is self-determination, the right for a nation to govern itself. This idea has fueled independence movements and the breakup of empires. South Sudan is a recent example. After decades of conflict, its people voted to form their own state in 2011. Self-determination is about a nation's right to choose its own destiny. When nations and states align, there's unity. When they don't, there's often struggle. Understanding this helps explain why some groups fight for independence, while others seek to preserve unity. The push and pull between nations and states shapes world history. It's a story of identity, power, and the quest for self-rule. And it's still unfolding today. Nationality doesn't just happen, it's built. A common language unites people, often promoted by governments and schools. Shared culture, traditions, holidays, food, music acts as social glue. Education teaches national stories and heroes, building a sense of belonging from a young age. Media and economic connections like news, sports, and trade create shared experiences and link people together. All these factors weave a strong national identity, often without us even noticing. That's how the feeling of us is forged and passed on. When national identity becomes a political force, it's called nationalism. Nationalism can unite people to fight for freedom, as in India's struggle for independence. It inspires pride and solidarity, helping people overcome oppression. But nationalism can also turn toxic, defining us by hating them. This exclusionary nationalism fueled wars and atrocities like Nazi Germany's horrors. Even today, it can lead to discrimination and violence against minorities. Nationalism is powerful, it can liberate or destroy depending on how it's used. The challenge is to build unity without turning against others. National pride should never come at the cost of our shared humanity. That's the lesson history keeps teaching us. To understand nationalism, we have to talk about imperialism, when powerful states dominated others to build empires. European powers like Britain and France ruled vast colonies, exploiting resources and imposing their culture. The British Empire in India is a classic example: control, extraction, and denial of self-determination. These histories still shape today's world. Conflicts, debates about identity, and movements for independence all trace back to these ideas. Knowing the difference between nation and state helps us understand why some groups feel stateless and why self-determination matters. Nationalism and imperialism are forces that shaped and still shape our world. Understanding them helps us make sense of the past, present, and the future we want to